Hello everyone, today we are going to talk about myths. But before that, what is myth? Myth is a traditional story that often explains the origins of the universe, natural phenomena, and human existence. Myth usually involves god, hero, and mythical creature. As you know, every country has its own myths, and in this video we're going to explain it. The first one is Indonesia. Indonesia has a rich and diverse culture, and of course every region has its own myth. Some ethnic groups that were isolated from the rest of the world until recent centuries have their own native myths. These myths are relatively free from foreign influences, such as Torajans, Nias, Bataks, and Papuans. On the other hand, Javanese, Balinese, and Sundanese were influenced by Hindu-Buddhist mythology. Indonesian myths incorporate elements from indigenous religions, animism, and ancestral worship. One of the most popular myths is Nyi Roro Kidul. Research into cultural anthropology of the Javanese and Sundanese people suggests that the myth may have originated from prehistoric animistic belief. Nyi Roro Kidul is the queen of the southern sea. There is a local belief that wearing green garments will bring the wearer bad luck, as green is Nyi Roro Kidul's favorite color, and anyone who wears green garments would be taken by her. And it makes sense, as the water of the sea has blue or greenish color, and it would be hard for searching someone drowning in green garment. Japanese mythology is a collection of traditional stories, folk tales, and beliefs that emerged in the island of the Japanese archipelago. Shinto traditions are the cornerstones of Japanese mythology, the history of thousands of years of contact with Chinese and various Indian myths, such as Buddhist and Hindu mythology, are also key influences in Japanese religious belief. Kappa is one of many famous Japanese mythology, known for its wicked nature and scary appearance. Kappa is visualized as having green, hairless bodies shaped like that of a human child. They have smooth, circular dishes on their heads with a kind of hair growing around it, and pointed beaks like birds, which are often yellow. On their backs, they have what looks like a turtle shell, and their hands and feet are webbed. Kappa live in rivers and ponds, where they catch hold of the feet of swimmers, dragging them to a watery death. It also eats small children, rapes women, steals livestock, and mischievous conduct. Chinese mythology has been passed down in oral form or recorded in literature throughout the area now known as Greater China. Pangu is a prominent figure in Chinese mythology. He is a creator god who is said to have formed the world out of chaos. According to legend, Pangu emerged from a cosmic egg and stood between yin and yang, the two opposite forces of the universe. He then separated the yin and yang to create the earth and the sky, and he used his body to create the mountains and rivers. Pangu's body also became the sun, moon, and stars. He is sometimes known as Pakwa, Panku, or Pankui. Pangu is considered the first living being and the ancestor of all subsequent beings in Chinese mythology. He is typically represented as a giant with a long beard wielding a chisel and hammer that he used to shape the world. Egyptian myth was the belief structure and underlying form of ancient Egypt culture as evidenced by the tomb paintings. Every aspect of life in ancient Egypt was informed by stories related to the creation of the world and gods. Osiris, one of Egypt's most important deities, was god of the underworld. He also symbolized death, resurrection, and the cycle of Nile floods that Egypt relied on for agricultural fertility. According to the myth, Osiris was a king of Egypt who was murdered and dismembered by his brother Seth. His wife Isis reassembled his body and resurrected him, allowing them to conceive a son. The god Horus, he was represented as a mummified king wearing wrappings that left only the green skin of his hands and face exposed. Difficult to know when Greek mythology started, as it is believed to have stemmed from centuries of oral tradition. It is likely that Greek myths evolved from stories told in the Minoan civilization of Crete, which flourished from about 3000 to 1100 before the Common Era. One of the many famous Greek myths is Icarus ignoring Daedalus, his father, and then flying too close to the sun, leading to his death. That story teaches us the importance of respecting our elders. The myths of Scotland have a local color as they tell about the way of life during the olden times, apart from giving a perspective of the nature of the country during various seasons of the year. It was the belief that Beira, the queen of winter, had a firm hold on the country by raising storms during January and February, thus preventing greenery to emerge. She was considered a tough and brutal old woman who stirred the deadly spiraling action of Corryvreckan, ushering snow, as well as torrents resulting in the overflow of rivers. Navajo mythology is considered as one of the most interesting ones in Native American history. Most of the stories are believed to be true as these stories came from the elders of Navajo tribe. In Navajo myth, it was believed that the plague god was arranging the stars to be a reliable guide for humankind when he was interrupted by the mischievous coyote. It spilled stars into the air, giving humankind the scattered collection stars we find in the night sky today. Germanic mythology is a development of Proto-Indo-European mythology. Archaeological remains such as petroglyphs in Scandinavia suggest continuity in Germanic mythology. Most Germanic myths feature deities and Odin is one of them. Odin is a god associated with war, witchcraft, and wisdom. He was probably worshipped primarily by kings and noblemen rather than the common people. Odin is the lord of Asgard, the abode of the gods, which includes the majestic hall Valhalla, where warriors who died a heroic death in battle were admitted in order to prepare them to help Odin in the coming Ragnarok. Indian mythology is vast and features many gods and goddesses. One of the goddesses is Annapurna. Annapurna is the Hindu goddess of food and nourishment. Worship and offering of food are highly praised in Hinduism, and the goddess Annapurna is regarded as a popular deity. She is a manifestation of the goddess Parvati, the consort of Shiva, and is eulogized in Annadamangal. Mokosh is the goddess of women, children, and animals. Although popular in Russia, its origin may come from Finno-Ugric peoples who worship the divinity Moksha. Mokosh is often depicted as a powerful female figure. She is closely associated with the earth's fertility. French myth has been primarily influenced by the myth of the Goths and Bretons, as they migrated to French region from modern-day England and Ireland, and other smaller influence came from the Franks, group of Germanic migrants. One of the myths is Medicott. The Medicott is a supernatural being similar to a fairy, but from the south of France. Although they tend to be evil in intent, a Medicott can be tempted to do nice things if you care for it, such as keeping it well fed with a fresh and plump chicken, usually in the form of a black cat. You must not keep your Medicott for too long, as it will revert to its evil ways. Tengri, the great sky god, is the most important Turkish deity. While most of the Turkish people's history is polytheistic, there have been whole centuries where Tengriism has stood as a monotheistic religion. Tengri, Kok Tengri or Kuk Tengri, is the first primordial deity and the creator god. We don't know what he looks like, only that he is all-powerful and fair. In later ideas of the god, no doubt influenced by more modern ideologies, he is also considered the force of good to Irluk's evil. The name is also synonymous with the sky and can be used to refer to any gods nowadays. Alright, that's all from us. Thank you for watching.